Life is beautiful. How can you be depressed? Meanwhile, Eastern Europeans. Are you sure about that? Depression is literally the aesthetic in some of these places. An aesthetic that a lot of people actually like, weirdly. There's so many Americans that love Eastern Europe vibes. Italy urged the EU to create its own army. The growing number of armed conflicts around the world has intensified the discussion of the European creating its own army. Literally, just imagine this meme, but in an unfathomably larger scale. I support that. Everyone's just like, huh? Realize how many languages would be in the EU army? There's currently 24 official ones in this organization. But then again, don't a lot of these countries teach English as a second language? So it might not quite be at the same level as Austria-Hungary in World War I. I freaking love high-cut helmets! I love not protecting parts of my brain that can cause instant death when damaged. I'm with Squidward on this one. Art students trying to get into a university, every art university after World War II. That's great. You're accepted. Acceptance rates probably went up to 100% after World War II. Just in case they create another one of these guys. Enough bricks for this month. Time for a well-deserved nap. Caution, do not enter constructed area, authorized personnel only. Oh, here's all the other construction workers taking a nap. Meanwhile, all these people paying 40 euros to see something unfinished. Why is it taking so long? It's been 141 years. And I think it's been longer than that. Of course, we're talking about this structure in Barcelona, Spain. La Sagrada Familia. And apparently it has been under construction for 140 years. It literally just recently only got a permit for that. Childhood is when you idolize Prussia and the German Empire, but adulthood is when you realize the Holy Roman Empire under the House of Habsburgs makes more sense. Okay, apparently I'm still a child, I guess. I just really don't want to ever have to see these borders again. Do you enjoy committing war crimes? Let's go down the no path first, since I know no one's picking that. Then you should play Spec Ops: The Line. Now for the option everyone truly wants. What scale do you like? If you like war crimes at a local one, you should play RimWorld. If you like them on a planetary scale, you should check out Star Sector. And of course, at a galactic, there is no better than Stellaris. Fun fact, they didn't include war crimes at a country level here because there's just too many games to choose from. It's just basically all of these. Your single Civ 4 swordsman giving you one last look after you order him to charge a 20 high stack of mechanized infantry. He'll give you this look, but right afterwards he'll say, okay boss. But there's nothing more satisfying ever than your cavalry defeating a giant death robot. Okay, 1945.
I thought it was great.
Nepal.
Have you been standing there the whole time?
Nepal was the first person to declare war on...
I had no idea you were there.
I think the nation of Nepal deserves some territory for this then. Oh, they weren't the first, they were one of the first. The UK and France declared war September 3rd, and then here is Nepal on September 4th. They just jumped right on in, didn't they? Time Traveler, hey guys, is this the first or second World War? Meanwhile, the WW1 World War Soldiers. What did you just say? Why is this the most high quality meme I've ever seen in my life? Remember, before World War II, World War I was just called the Great War. In Japan, broken objects are often repaired with gold. Me in Japan. This is exactly how I can become C-3PO. In 1945, after the dropping of an atomic nuke, this arch still standing. Meanwhile, cut to 2011, after an earthquake and a tsunami, WTF is that arch made of? It's like all the roads the Romans built. These things were just made to last. Don't mean to burst everyone's bubble, but that arch is not the same. These are just two different arches. Still, both are made with high quality. POV, your town is about to be renamed to... Schneische Moshe Schleißlassen. I think I pronounced that correctly. This would have worked so much better if I could have pronounced both, though.
Scheiße auf meine M-Schwanz.
Yes, that's what I said. Oh. Oops. Elections change nothing. Meanwhile, 11 million Germans on the 6th of November 1932. Well, they definitely proved something with that. Things definitely changed, even if that meme is not entirely accurate. I asked the Bing AI image generator to make democracy versus authoritarianism, and I think it got confused. Wait, why is the scary red side labeled as democracy? I think the AI here is promoting authoritarianism maybe under the AI overlords. That would make sense. Damn, the New Testament arc looking fire. It's about time Goku fought Jesus. I've been waiting for this season my entire life. What power level is Jesus at? Like 5 trillion? Haven't they already got there in the Dragon Ball Z universe? Gokuism is the belief that the principles of Dragon Ball provide a moral compass for one's life. Breaking! Polish president starts emergency meeting with national security after Russian missile. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Meanwhile, random people from Georgia with this in the comments. I mean, obviously the meme war started a long time ago, but I'm glad Georgia's now joined his side. When people say, this is my baby, they don't always mean a baby. Sometimes they mean a dog. A Somali student on what has surprised her most about the United States. This is So embarrassing. She's so right. This is the level we fall into. That's gotta be so confusing. A single video game that turned Poland from an Eastern European place into a Central European tiger. Isn't like 50% of Poland's economy reliant on this game series? Crazy how much it can do. It did legitimately have a huge cultural impact though. Italy wants to jail vegans for 4 years if they do not feed their kids meat. One thing I've come to realize, the Italians do not mess with food. I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they start putting pineapple on pizza eaters as well in there. Did you know the dog from Mug Root Beer has been convicted of war crimes? What? How? 37 countries? Wait, is this the breed of dog that everyone's banning? Me, a non-native speaker, after learning English for more than 10 years, only to see native speakers confuse your with your. I literally do this like all the time. Actually, I'm at the point where I'm just putting UR for a lot of it. Bear wanders into City Hall building in California. You can't put a bear on a state flag and then act surprised when he shows up for a town hall meeting. I mean, he's literally the face of our state. We kind of gotta let him in. Bro turned from Russia to police car to robot. How many emoji languages can this man speak? And I thought it was only possible to speak boat emoji. Fact, 90% of Italian forces quit right before they're about to win. Sunzo. Yeah, this was an incredibly bloody battle during World War I. They just kept sending troops on in. History in school versus history as a hobby. I mean, I always somewhat enjoyed history in school, kind of. It just got a whole lot better when I went out on my own. Everyone's celebrating that they can now do anything they want with Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse. That one Paraguay dude who managed to make Mickey Mouse the official licensed mascot of his restaurant. He did that way before anyone else. David vs. Goliath, the lawsuit that Walt Disney lost in Paraguay. I really gotta go to this place now. Nobody. Meanwhile, Australian wildlife. Is that a bear crocodile? Don't forget that that thing was actually real at one point. Standing next to this 1.8 meter tall person. Funniest thing about this is yes, it did exist in Australia. MFers in 1939 seen Wizard of Oz in the cinema, watching in amazement as the screen suddenly gets rainbowy. That must have been mind-blowing to them. It helps put into perspective why it was so iconic. It wasn't the first movie in color, but it did revolutionize the use of color in film. Come on, close already. Frick you, responds Chrome. Are we gonna have a problem here? No sir, I was just leaving. Good old task manager, no one defeats him. They are literally like the best bodyguard. January 1st, 2024, shaking hands with the 1st of January, 2024. Again, one of the rare days where both formats can agree. It is 1/1/24. Americans preparing for their 2-minute commute to the nearest fast food location. Their city is not minimally structured for bikes or pedestrians. I despise this fact so much. I have just become so public transit pilled now, but not buses. I don't like buses. Me looking at an alternative world where a group of Canadians didn't stumble upon an alien-like corpse in the woods on February 15th, 2024. This man is clearly from the future. I feel like if I was a Canadian right now, I wouldn't be wandering around any forests on February 15th, 2024. I was angry. So now the Earth has 150 moons. What happens to... Oh, that would be cool. We could still... Oh, I guess it's not cool anymore. True. Based. We've won Jupiter. Who said North Korea doesn't have an election and vote system? I actually just recently learned about this. You can vote for at least parliamentary... Oh, is this just North Korean TikTok propaganda? Are they doing that now? This 1947 map of the USA on what was the preferred word. Meanwhile, the updated version of this linguistic war. It's over. Fortunately, pop and coke have been defeated. Well, I never agreed that coke should be the word, but I think pop is kind of cute when people say that. Died in 1986 versus born in 1986. Welcome back, the Chernobyl reactor 4. One thing's for sure, it's still dropping fire.
Baba Booey.
Medieval peasants, when their lord suggests going on a campaign during the harvest. I'm not sure exactly how well that's gonna work out. We gotta put a nuclear test site here. How cool would it be? I'm tired of the nuclear test sites just being saved for like Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. Central Park is a way better idea. You are not Bulg. Wait. Okay. Wait, why does that graphic look so well photoshopped? Was this actually a part of the show? Singaporeans be like, we have their first name versus their last. Considering during Singapore was colonized by the British. The English first names shouldn't be surprising. Actually, none of this should really be surprising considering their history. The Han Chinese Empire, Western Roman Empire, the Mali Empire, the Sassanian Empire, even the Mongols. Finally, here's Eastern Roman Empire for the 10th freaking time. Here they are dodging death. Yeah, they just kept going. Lasted 1,000 extra years after the West. With absolutely no idea about foreign policy, yeah, I support from the river to the sea for Ukraine. From the river to the sea. Oh, yeah, just all of that. Do I have an interwar period political project for you? This was a suggestion made between World War I and World War II, led by Poland. This would be the 3 Seas project. Definitely would be interesting to see how they would fight Nona Germany and the Soviet Union. I guess we're out here still suggesting that. Big thanks to my patrons. You can find a link in the description down below to support me. The beautiful Megan Underwood. Drum your dad back with the milk. Look outside. A fat I cannot sleep without
Jack
Drew's voice.
Traven's annoying
Amateur
friend.
archaeology.
Carmel
Fredrik
Tibblin,
InquisitorXarius.
JohnDenver,
KirinoIsBestGirl.
LuxembourgLover,
Sebby, if you hear
Robert
this,
I love you.
Tambrin,
The Great
the
Ralphy,
Mexican 760, and ZaneyBoi.